Hi again. um, I've been thinking a lot, as you do when first diagnosed. It's something that alters your entire perception of your life. And I think the thing that bothers me most with having histrionic personality disorder is the stigmatization, the feeling that, you know, people are going to see you as bad, and when you look up what little there is online about it, well, let's be honest, it doesn't look good. And you know, and I suppose it's the same for other cluster Bs, and you know, I'm new and I'm learning, but you know, there's so few videos out there, and it's mostly like mental health people speaking like these are the symptoms, well, without explaining our side of it, what the reality of them is. So maybe humanizing them, really showing you how strong our emotions actually are. Maybe that'll help. We have big hearts, and we do break. So I found, I don't know what you call them. It's like the ones you did in school. You get like the words and then a list of symptoms. And I found this one. I crave sin. And I just thought it was perfect. So I crave sin, each relating to behavior. And I'm going to divide this, given the intensity of our emotions, into negative and positive. And, you know, because for every negative, there really is a positive. For every bad opinion you might have of our self-destructive tendencies, there's a very human, very sad reason behind them. You know, mental health acceptance is getting better and amazing in most areas, but it's not getting far enough. We've had 3 children in my town kill themselves from the local high school in the past 3 years. Those are suicides are skyrocketing. You know, there's barely the resources there during a pandemic to cope with it, and they weren't really dealing with it before. And you know, and while more people might be talking about it, and there is more help now in place, it's still very stigmatized, and it feels like personality disorders, specifically cluster Bs, have not got that acceptance. You know, people think cluster B, psychopath, sociopath, scary, abusive, crazy. On those the most extreme examples, you know, I mean, by that logic, every rich white guy or diddles kids or women because of Jeffrey Epstein. You know, society's building a great deal of acceptance worldwide for people with addictions. That's amazing. I love that in America they have Narcan now being given out. You know, and I think there's a lot of similarities with addiction, like, you know, addictive tendencies and needs and HPD that are ignored by this bad perception, and would imagine it is the same for the other cluster Bs. So I found this list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 symptoms in CRAVE SIN. I'm pretty sure I didn't get that wrong. For planning is not my forte, and as you can see, I have written it on a I don't have a computer. I found it on my phone, which is sitting on my chair, and I'm talking to it, which is it's a strange concept. So yes, and I found this one really accurate. So I'll begin. Inappropriate behavior, seductive or provocative, and that is very true, because we pick up on other people's emotions. We see ourselves as kind of the director and the star in our lives, because we feel things on a much more intense level. We become very, very self-focused, and we find ways to get positive responses from people. Can you see where I'm going with this? What is the best attention you can inspire in an emotional gratification way? You know, when your whole opinion of yourself is formed on other people's opinions of you, and their opinions of you make you feel good, yes, you want people to desire you. You want people to love you. You know, you get so, you know, when normal people are pretty excited, we're up here. When normal people are a bit down, we're down here. To take things so intensely, and we don't, and we have, it ends up with huge difficulties created for us that are positively reinforced. You know, flirting, yeah, men always respond back to it, and that's not considered a disorder. And there is currently 80%, I think 80% of cases of HPD are attributed to women. And the sexual liberation, if you just put it as that just now, it seems very sexist, because would we criticize men to the point of saying that it's a psychological disorder for doing the same things? Yeah, we probably should have guessed unhealthy, but you know, and I think most people do go through a point in their life where they're like that. You know, it's almost like our brains stopped developing at a certain point because our emotions are so high. You know, most people went through a crazy period in puberty. We didn't end it. Our we still seek excitement because we thrive better in chaos or happy. Like, we need really strong emotions, or you know, and or we don't love it. We get the mundanity of life. It can feel devastating at times. You know, and when your whole opinion of yourself comes from others, when you're happy and the world's amazing, of course you're going to crave that. Attention, yes, that spirals into self-destructive behaviors, ethical questions of using people for emotional validation, for relief. Feelings get hurt, but we are all grown, consenting adults. You know, there is plenty of neurotypical swingers, everything in between. So yeah, sometimes we are very destructive towards ourselves with the intensity that we love others, or the attention we try to draw to ourselves, the situations of danger we put ourselves in. There is a downside to those. I have been raped more than once, and I suspect most others like me have, because what we're getting, even innocently, even liking when a man checks you out because it makes you feel pretty, or walking alone at night with your headphones on because you don't have that fear reflex, because you've got your music on and you're just in your own world and you're just watching. You're like, from where you're going to there, and you're not thinking. You know, when other people suggest things that sound fun to us because we've not got past that stage, we're like, yes, let's do this because we want this kind of roller coaster of life. And when it stops, when the feelings aren't up here or here, we lean out to others to support us, and quite often, because of our own behaviors, we end up without them, and it's very hard to try and get past. Even now, I'm with my fiance. I love my fiance. I love him so strongly. I was actually the one who proposed to him, and I love that. I feel those kind of emotions for someone, you know, and I'm so lucky that, you know, we're both bisexual. We both have mental health issues, and we both talk about fancying other people. You know, he knows I flirt. He knows it's innocent. He's working on that insecurity. I'm working on trying not to get myself into bad situations, and we're going to try and learn how to manage that. We are getting help with that just now, but it's me having learned my behaviors, him having learned his, and then how to help mine, and me having to help his. You know, do you want to sleep with other people? Yeah. Do you choose not to because you love someone? Yes. Guess what? we are capable of fidelity. So enough on that one. And then it's C for center of attention. Yes, very, very true. Because we rely on all our confidence, all our good feelings from external sources. We get very, very moved by music and art. I love stories. I love books. You know, you immerse yourself in worlds, and when, you know, and that's what normal people do as well, you know, to an extent, when they try to escape their lives, but our lives are always on that really high level. Our relationships with others are always on a really high level, and even if we just met them, because we're seeing all of our securities and insecurities, which is actually what they are underneath it all, it's being insecure as fuck. It's feeling the need to be loved so you can love yourself. It's feeling wrong if people don't love you. It's having these strong emotions, often brought on by yourself, from your self-destructive tendencies. You know, it is frustrating for us too. And we find ourselves apologising. I blamed it on neuroses, that I would interrupt people, because my brain does go really fast, and you are thinking about, oh, what can happen next? And, you know, yes, and when people are smiling at me or laughing at me, I feel loved. And that has always been positively reinforced, because people like it when you give them reasons to smile at you. So you're doing something, they're doing something. I think it's something most people try to do. They don't, you know, people do try to put their best foot forward. You know, the problem is we don't have that kind of, we don't have boundaries. Basically, we don't have the boundaries of a normal person. You know, we're very, very, very open-minded. You know, and it doesn't really stop. And we overshare, which can get us in trouble. You know, it can make people form horrible opinions of us. People tend to get very frustrated when they feel like you're constantly taking attention from them. And, you know, the more we feel that frustration, because the way it affects us, the lower we get, and the more we act out to try and compensate for it, you know. So yeah, I mean, it has its perks and it has its downsides, but it's not always easy, and it's not always fun, and it does not come from any kind of evil place. Really. Right. Relationships are seen as closer than they really are. Yes, absolutely. I meet somebody, they're instantly my best friend. I'm telling them everything, and I mean everything, because I don't have boundaries. I don't have shame. I don't really have guilt. I know I should feel bad for things, but I do have moral principles. So I don't cross lines that I set. Just my lines are a bit more extreme than other people's, which and I don't recognize, you know, if someone's giving me positive responses and I'm feeling good about myself, I don't kind of think about, oh, well, I've actually just met you about 15 minutes ago, or, you know, we've known each other 2 or 3 days, like instantly friends, and you get so excited, and because you get positive reinforcement for both self-destructive and positive interactions, you know, if you know, you either get a new friend and you've really entertained them and they really like you and you feel fantastic about yourself, or there's a, you know, or it ends up as a drama or a dispute and you can feel victimized and go to your friends, you know. PMS, anyone? I mean, I'm a much more extreme version of it, but yeah. I remember after having my son, you know, I was at the point I'd fucking hated being pregnant. It was winter in Scotland. I was the size of a fucking walrus, waddling around. Like, no, not nice. And then about 4 days after, it just like burst into tears. I was never going to move inside me again. It creeped me the fuck out. You know, and before my period, I get really teary. It happens, you know, to other people in other scenarios. But when we think someone's close to us than they are, it's making us feel better about ourselves too. And we're feeling really good about you as well. We're really shit at showing it, admittedly. But again, we love very, very strongly. You know, we love wholly, but we love without the boundaries of guilt, of shame, of a lot of morality. So we end up in abusive relationships. We end up in unhealthy relationships. You know, it's not all parties and sex and fun. You know, and yeah, it really hurts when you put, when, you know, your self-esteem is built on someone in your life and then it's suddenly not, and they're hurting you. Like when you know, when you ended up bullied because you told people you thought were your friends things and they spread it around, you know. And let's be honest, women on a whole, neurotypical women, psychotic women, old women, we can be bitches. Let's be honest, we can. We all can. You know? So imagine how many times that happens to us. You know? And the toll that it takes. How much it lowers our self-esteem. And how much we act out to get attention to compensate for that. Appearance is most important. Yes, this is how we are presenting ourselves to the world. Yes, there is vanity in that. We are also deeply fucking emotional. We like our self-expression. Nothing wrong with it. It's fantastic. I think everybody should express themselves however the fuck they want. I don't actually see this as negative. If it becomes overwhelming to the point, you know, where you're getting plastic surgery, please do get help. Please. But yes, it's how we choose to present ourselves to the world. And it's how we try to make people feel about us. It's how we want to be perceived. It's how we want to ingrain ourselves on people, because we want people to care about us. And we really care about them too. Yeah. Plus, who doesn't like feeling free? Really. Everybody is a little vain. Not a great quality, but a very human one. Vulnerable to others' suggestions. Yes, that gets us into lots of dangerous, high thrill situations. They can go wrong. I should have been dead many times. It means, our friends suggest bad ideas. We think, oh, it's fun. Like, we just think about what's the most fun, what's gonna have the best reward. Your friend maybe really should, have a girls' night with ice cream and get over the boyfriend that way. You become the friend that they come to, so you go out and, if you're single, go get free shots from men all night and get laid, and to us, and let's be honest, to quite a lot of men in general, there's a feminist issue there at all. You might be a little peeved about that one. No, so what was I saying? I am adapting to my medication. No, I mean, so yeah, plenty of people self-destructive. We live in Scotland. Binge drinking is fucking normal. It's expected. Lots of people have self-destructive tendencies. Ours are higher. We're more excited by music. We are so susceptible because we're gullible, because we're naive, because we'll do anything to feel love from other people. When things are good and you see the world as picture perfect, and when it's bad, it's not, and you're failing everything, that's a horrible place to be. Not everybody's gullible, but haven't we all been at some point? It's a universal experience. Emotional expression is exaggerated. Yes, our emotions are heightened. Our expressions are going to be heightened. The way our brain works faster, and and kind of working out like situations and putting ourselves in. We probably analyze ourselves more than normal. I mean, I'd always just said I was neurotic as fuck. So yes, all our emotions seem so intense, and because of that, our interactions with others are emotionally charged. So it builds, and we don't see that other people's lives are not like that. That other people have grown up out of the, oh, well, I'm on holiday, I'll get in a car with a drunk stranger and, go at 90 miles an hour down the streets of Bruges, blasting Eminem just to go to a nightclub, to then go to a gay bar. So yeah, I mean, yeah, sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's a thrill ride. When you're not getting off that thrill ride, there is consequences. There is times it goes very, very wrong. And it does damage your reputation, and then that makes it worse and more isolating. I'm very, very blessed. I've got amazing friends, brilliant friends who do understand me, who went through the loss of my son with me. Like, we're that close. My best friend was Logan's other mother, But a lot of people like me don't have that. I remember a time before I had Logan, I lost so many friends, I would have male friends. As soon as they got girlfriends, bye. As soon as they caught feelings, I didn't. Bye. You know, even when I was going around toddler groups with my son, and I did make nice friends, the majority of whom fucked off when he got diagnosed with terminal cancer and weren't actually real friends, would seem nice to me and rush me out their houses before their husbands came home. You know, women judge women like me very, very harshly. And men judge us very sexually. And it creates a lot of drama and a lot of pain. Sorry. It's, after the breakdown and it being so intense, and the medication helping so much, and the amazing support from the mental health teams. Yeah. And how much differently my brain thought on the benzos and the revelations I was having. Including that it was the first time my brain had ever felt more like a normal person's ever, which is terrifying. Yeah. We wish we could just have the picture perfect life. As long as we love, that's it. And just, but we're clingy as fuck. Our need for love is just so much greater because we don't have it for ourselves. And then we have shifting and shadow emotions. Shifting, definitely rapidly shifting. And I suppose they can see very shallow because they're quick, or we don't get as excited about certain things, we get more excited about others. But we don't have shadow emotions. I kept my son smiling and laughing up until he was put on the morphine drip when he had terminal brain cancer. I got him through to the other side. I lived with the pain of his loss every day. I am capable of the greatest love and sacrifice and living with tragedy. And when I was going through that, I also helped other people. Maybe there's a savior complex on a deep psychological level. Maybe there is validation in having done that, having had the strength to do that, getting the praise for it. But there was deep, meaningful connections with others, and it helped. It helped me get through the worst time of my life. It helped other people get through the worst time of theirs, and that is real. Music affects us more than other people. Art tell us that our emotions aren't real. They're more extreme, they can be more fleeting, they can be a lot more irrational, seem a bit crazy and not all there. We feel things very deeply. Impressionistic manner of speaking lacks detail. Impressionistic, yeah. Lacks detail, yes. I tend to wing it. I tend not to be very organised. I tend to wing things. I can't stick to a script. I'm very like this. Things like painting, drawing, like I can focus on those activities. Coursework, if it's something I'm really interested in, if something I'm interested in, I get immersed in it. I'm fantastic. You know, if I'm even a little bit nervous about something, or I really want to put my heart into something, I wing it. Because the truth is the most powerful thing, and that is what I did with my Dear Terminal Cancer Mum blogs. I told the whole ugly truth, all the raw emotions, all the horrible, horrible things that you feel. And it helped a lot of other cancer mums. So yeah, and those were often written in one go through a stream of drunken tears all the nights, with the night terrors where you're drinking 3 bottles of wine or a bottle of Jack Daniels and you're going out and you're just trying to join your son. A lot of them came from there, and in the darkest place, helping others was what gave me the strength to talk myself down off of that ledge. So, maybe we lack detail. But maybe we don't express things the best ways always, and we get tangled up. And we seem a bit demented. We are a bit demented. But that doesn't mean that we don't mean everything we are saying. It doesn't mean that we are lying. It does not mean that we don't feel things that we are saying we're feeling in the moment. Probably feeling them far more intensely than you are. You probably met us 5 minutes ago, in fairness. And Novelty is craved, the last one. And I love this one. Definitely. I don't think it's a bad thing. You know, is there anything wrong with liking romance, liking, you know, novelty, comfort things, liking making other people smile, having a laugh with someone? You know, we like romance. We like to feel romanced. We also do romancing too. I wanted to show my fiance I love so much I proposed to him as a woman who, on a very pathological level, gets off from feeling desired. We are not crazy, yes. Sometimes bitches, yes, but that's not a histrionic personality disorder trait. We do have self-destructive tendencies. A lot of people do. Ours are much heightened. I think every single person on the planet can relate to deep pain.